Figure 7.20 VarargsTest.java. Back in Java Standard Edition 5, they added the capability to have a method with a parameter that represents a variable number of arguments that need to be passed into that particular method. Now, if you want to take advantage of this feature, the variable arguments parameter has to be the last parameter or only parameter in your parameter list. To demonstrate the concept, we've created a static method in our class VarargsTest called average, which is going to receive a variable number of arguments, and it's going to calculate the total of all those values and return the average of all the values that you specify. Now, it expects, based on this parameter declaration, that I'm going to pass into the function a variable number of double values. And the compiler will automatically count up how many double values you pass in and create an array of the appropriate length for you, which will then be assigned to the parameter numbers, and you process that parameter as an array. It actually creates the array and assigns it to the parameter for you. So if you take a look in the body of this method, we've created a total local variable and set it to 0, and we use an enhanced for statement that says for every double value in the array numbers, take that double value, which we're calling D, and add it to the total. So we simply walk through whatever the number of arguments is and add it to the total, and then we return the average of whatever number of arguments there were. Total contains the total of all the values. Numbers.length represents how many arguments there were. So our main method is going to show you how to use this average method that we defined. We've declared 4 local variables of type double, D1, D2, D3, and D4. The values are 10, 20, 30, and 40 respectively. And we're going to print those values out for you first. Then we're going to go ahead and calculate the averages of the following sets of values. First, we're going to calculate the average of just D1 and D2. Then we're going to calculate the average of D1, D2, and D3. And then we're going to calculate the average of the values D1, D2, D3, and D4. Now, normally when the compiler looks at a method call, it looks for a method that has an exact match to the number and types of arguments that you're supplying. So if you're going to have a method that receives 2 doubles called average, this would normally result in a call at line 29 to that method. And if you had an overloaded version that took 3 arguments, then at line 31 we would call the overloaded version that takes 3 arguments. And if there was another overloaded version that took 4 arguments, we would be able to do that as well. But that obviously is a big inconvenience if all you want to do is average up whatever number of values you happen to have. So instead, you've got this variable argument syntax, and what the compiler does in this first case at line 29 is create an array of 2 elements consisting of the values of D1 and D2. In the second case, it creates an array of 3 elements consisting of the values D1, D2, and D3. And in the last case here, it creates an array of 4 double values consisting of the values of the variables D1, D2, D3, and D4. And if we go ahead and run this, we can see in our program's output, here are our 4 values, D1 through D4, 10, 20, 30, and 40. You can see that when we calculated the average of D1 and D2, we got 15. When we calculated the average of D1, D2, and D3, 10, 20, and 30, we got 20, because when you add all those up and divide by 3, you get 20. And then finally, when we added up D1, D2, D3, and D4, and then divided by 4, we got the result 25, because these total 100, and when you divide by 4 you get the result 25. So clearly it's able to receive in our average method what is actually an array of values that we are processing, and the new syntax is the use of the ... appended to the type name, indicating that you can pass in any number of values of that data type, and the compiler will create the array representing the arguments for you.
Looking to advance your career by acquiring new skills? Tired of expensive off-site training programs? Wish you could learn from the best instructors in the industry? Look no further than live lessons. Self-paced, personal video instruction by the world's leading technology publishers. Each live lesson comes with a DVD featuring 3 to 4 hours of instructor-led classroom training, sample program code that allows you to work along with your personal instructor, and an example-rich study guide. Live lessons allow you to watch the entire course from start to finish, or navigate directly to any of the individual lessons. You'll literally watch over the shoulder of your instructor as he shows you how to build state-of-the-art applications. Live lessons, the power of the world's leading technology experts at your fingertips. To learn more, visit mylivelessons.com today.